Good morning. Actually, Mahaba. Hoş geldiniz. Well, some of you I saw last evening at the welcoming reception, so I'm seeing a few little familiar faces in the room. And some of you I'm seeing for the first time. I would like to welcome all of you to today, a very special event, a very, very interesting, embracing-filled convention. For those of you who I did not meet last night, my name is Gwen Tolbert, and I am a television weather anchor, reporter, and professional speaker. I forecast the beautiful sunshine we're having today. I work at the local Fox station, WTTG Fox 5. I am not responsible for any type of weather that you don't like. My thing is always, you have to talk to the management, I'm just the messenger. But I'm glad I brought you sunshine today. You know, I'd like to say that I really know and I hope that today you're going to get so much out of what is going to be happening, because we've got a day that is going to inspire you. And we started off with that inspiration last night with our program at the welcome reception, because did we ever showcase some amazing talent? For those of you who were there last night, what did you think of all the performances? Wasn't that great? We had a wonderful time, a wonderful time. You know, we had a combination of things that really were great examples of the diverse and rich culture that this entire alliance has. And it was really great to be a part of that. We had great singers. We had a remarkable display of talent on various instruments. We had an incredible calligraphy demonstration, and even an impromptu tango dance, because the music was so inspiring they couldn't sit still in their seats. You know, I always thought that I had a little bit of talent when it came to those kinds of things. You know, I've got pretty good penmanship, didn't do too bad in school. I can sing a little bit, I could carry just a little bit of a note, and I'm not too bad on the dance floor. But I have to say that when I saw what was happening last night, that was real talent. So it's back to the drawing board for me. I'll stick to the microphone. I couldn't compete at all. But last night, we invited everyone to take a journey with us. And so for those of you that are new here today, we want to stop our vehicle of transportation so that you can get on board and come on this journey with us today. Because we are going to bring Central Asia and Turkey to Washington, D.C. and embark on an extremely important journey. During this convention, we invite you to embrace it, to experience, and to enjoy it. You know, this is the largest annual Turkic-American gathering in the United States, and strengthening the political, social, and economic ties between the Turk world and the U.S. But also the exciting future that we are working towards that Central Asia, Turkey, and the United States will have. And one major, very important part of this journey is the state-held receptions by the Turkic-American Alliance and member organizations with their local legislators. And that's the importance of linking Turkic diaspora communities with their local legislators. And that's why we are so happy to see the legislators who are working in all the communities, representing the communities, and are in the White House, and who are fighting hard in their seats in Congress to help do what we need to do. So we thank you for being here today. We thank those that were in attendance last night and those that will be here for the lunch. TIA and its regional federations and local member organizations have held receptions at the state capitals of 46 U.S. states. Now, you wouldn't really think we'd be able to fill a state capital region in, say, maybe Wisconsin, but guess what? Somehow it happens. And the remaining states are North Dakota, South Dakota, Montana, and on May 7th, get ready, because this journey is going to take it to South Carolina. And over the last few months, receptions have been held in Virginia, Georgia, Arkansas, Hawaii, and upcoming in Alaska in September, plus many others. And just prior to this convention, there was a Kyrgyz business delegation to the Missouri State Capitol reception. Now, the other thing I want to do is I want you to make sure during this convention that you're spreading the word about what's happening and how excited you are and the great things that are going on with the United States, with all the projects and the Silk Road and all the journeys that we're doing to pull everything together. And you can do it because I know every single one of you. I see an iPad, I see an iPhone. We're going to stay socially connected. Social media. So I want you to tweet and get the message out while you're here. And you can check out the website, our live Twitter page feed, which is at TurkAmericanConvention.org. And for tweeting, it's at TA Convention with the hashtag TAC14. So hopefully, we'll be able to really spread the word. At this point in time, I would like to acknowledge the president of the Turk American Alliance and ask him to stand, Dr. Farouk Taban.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our the main day of the convention. So we are so glad to have you here. So it's really our distinguished honor to host you here and to be able to host this great program in the nation's capital. So I'd like to just acknowledge our delegations. So we have the big Kyrgyz delegation from Osh, city of Osh, and we have the Azerbaijan delegation. We have the business leaders here and Kyrgyz leaders here, and we have some Tajik delegations here, and we have the Kazakh delegations over here, and we have the members. They are going to be speak over here soon, Congressman Gosar and Becerra, and we have former the ambassador and the former Congressman Svet here, and Ambassador Hoagland here, and also ambassadors of Kyrgyzstan and the Kazakhstan over here. So, and we have a TUSCON president, Rıza Nur Bey here, and I don't see the members of parliamentarians from Turkey, but we have 4 members joined us in this convention. So I'm really excited, as I said, to be able to do this. Thank you very much for coming. So we have a great program ahead of us, and hope to see you again in those panels, in the lunch and the dinner. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Dr. Taban. At this point in time, we are very fortunate to have some members of Congress with us that are really supporting our initiative and are here to be a part of this wonderful opportunity today of sharing all this information and moving forward. So I would like to welcome and ask to please come to the podium to say a few words, Congressman Becerra for the state of California.
Good morning, how is everyone? Take a sip of the coffee and let me ask again, good morning, how is everyone? Let me welcome you to Washington, D.C. How many of you are coming from west of the Mississippi? Okay, how many of you are from the D.C. metropolitan area? How many of you are coming from the eastern states? Yeah. How about Texas? Okay, there. Well, it's great to see you all here. Gwen, thank you very much for the introduction. To Dr. Taban, I want to say congratulations on bringing the Turkic-American Alliance together. It is actually, if you think about it, my understanding is you are 4 years old. In 4 years, to bring together this many people, in 4 years to bring together so many members of Congress from the Senate and the House is impressive. I remember 4 years of being in Congress, and I was still trying to learn how to get from my office to the Capitol to go vote. You are making strides, and I hope you will continue to come. But can I ask you a couple of quick questions? How many of you speak more than one language? Me too. Right? How many of you or your parents were not born in the United States of America? How many of you still, when you go to a new place, a new city, look for a place, a restaurant where you can find a meal that reminds you of home? Okay, now how many of you who just raised your hand failed to find a good meal that reminds you of home? How many of you have children who don't speak well the mother tongue that you learned when you were growing up? Okay, does that mean all of you who have children who could speak the mother tongue and English very well? I congratulate you. I congratulate you. Don't stop. How many of you feel American? How many of you still remember that you or your parents or grandparents came from a place other than America? And I think what we find is that more and more, if you look in this room, while some may say to you, I'm not sure about this, I will tell you, quite frankly, I see America in this room. This is what America is looking like more and more. And so let me tell you the value I see in your being here this morning and why it's so good to be able to welcome you here to Washington, D.C. to have your convention of members from throughout the country. You are America. But America has to learn more about what your interests are. And so we applaud the ambassadors who are here to sit with you. We applaud the member of Congress who come. But remember, this is America. And what you are concerned about should concern all Americans, because as Americans, you bring a perspective that we must learn more about. How many Americans do you think today could pick out Kazakhstan on a map, on a globe, if they were just shown it right now? How many do you think would know where Crimea is if we were to ask them on a map, point it out? It is up to us as Americans to teach our fellow Americans more about what more and more Americans are concerned about. And the region of the world that you come to speak to us about more and more is becoming more and more critical to us here in America, whether because of the energy interests, because of geopolitical interests, for any number of reasons. It's important for us to start making strides here. And so to all of you who have come together to bring us with you today, I say thank you. To a great friend, Kamal Oksus, who has done so much work throughout the country to bring us together. To Oksus Yildiz from the Los Angeles area, who has worked hard in the Western area to bring you together and to bring us all together. I want to say thank you to Attila. I want to say thank you as well, because what happens is when you come together here, you bring Americans closer together. And I hope what you will find is that as Americans, we will move forward for our country, but we will move forward for the betterment of the entire world, which many of us can talk about with familiarity because we came from there, or our parents or grandparents came from there, and we're trying to teach our fellow Americans why it's so important that we as a country be aware of what Americans care about. Enjoy your breakfast. Enjoy your time. Thank you for letting me come by and visit.
You know, he made a very good point. Yesterday, I was speaking really great English and a little bit of French, bonjour, comment ça va? And as of today, I can say mahaba. I've learned another language. Maybe not so fluent in it, but maybe before this convention is over, I'll have a few more words under my belt. At this point, we'd like to welcome another congressman to the stage to say a few words for you. Congressman Paul Gosar, representative of Arizona, is joining us this morning.
Well, good morning. How's everybody? Now, I got to see a lot of smiles because I was a dentist before I came to Congress. So there's got to be a lot of smiles in this room. Now, Javier spoke very eloquently. I speak two languages. One kind of good, that's English, and the other one really good, and it's called Hick, because I'm from Western United States. Kind of a funny joke. But just to give you a little bit of background, I practiced dentistry for 25 years, and the first country I got to go visit was Turkey, in Istanbul. And I had a wonderful time. It was very welcoming. I'm from Arizona, it was introduced. And Arizona is a very interesting place, a very hot emerging market. And it's a great opportunity in which Turkey and America through Arizona can really work together. I think from medical, from mining, from all our natural resources, from medical infrastructure and technology, there's so many opportunities. And breakfast like this and meetings together like this is about networking, getting a chance to meet the people around you and forming networks that last a lifetime. So I'm going to keep it brief. I'm known for my brevity. The thing is smile, have a handshake, and build that relationship. And thank you for inviting me this morning. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Congressman. Well, at this point in time, we're going to give you a few minutes that you can enjoy the rest of your breakfast, and then we will very shortly commence with the rest of the program. Thank you. Representative of New York to the podium. A pretty popular guy, I think.
Thank you. Thank you very much, and good morning. Marhaba. It is a pleasure to join with all of you. I might do a shout out to Brendan Larkin, who does our foreign relations legislative work. Brendan, thank you for joining us this morning, and thank you for the good work you do for our office in the 20th Congressional District. But it's a pleasure to join you for this 4th annual convention for the Turkic American Convention. And it's great to see everybody coming together in mass to speak with one voice as we bring together the Turkic nations that I think are represented with so many voices here today, covering wonderful nations like Kazakhstan and Azerbaijan and Kyrgyzstan and Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, and of course Turkey, and all of our Central Asian bloc nations. It's a wonderful experience to be with you this morning and to work with you routinely. Let me also do a shout out to Furkan, who, as your president of the Council of Turkic American Associations, is a good friend. I had a good chance to chat with him this morning and want to congratulate Farouk also for his leadership as president of the Turkic American Alliance, and my good friend Vessel from the Capital Region, who keeps me posted on all the Turkic American affairs. Look, this is a great opportunity to exchange some thoughts with you and to express the wonderful sense of allied relationship that we have had going back to your status as a 1952 NATO ally. And it's great to the United States to continue to foster this wonderful relationship. You know, there's no denying that there's great strength for both the Turkic nations and for the United States, with so many potential opportunities out there, ranging from trade, you know, to be able to promote fair trade for your nations and the United States grows your economies and our economy. It's a great opportunity to stretch our talents and our resourcefulness and our profit opportunities as you continue to move forward. Turkey has always been that wonderful connector, that bridge between the East and the West, literally and figuratively, and certainly economically and culturally. And so we take great pride in those relationships that we have enjoyed. We also understand the value added to the energy issue because we're all struggling with energy innovation. But again, Turkey is that corridor, bridgeway corridor, that connects energy supplies to Mideast, to the Mid-Asian nations, certainly to Europe and to the Mideast. And the Central Asian nations, as we come together, speaking to a sense of energy needs, there's a great bit of consumption going on, but there's also opportunity in the trade in that area. Also, the economy, both the Turkic nations and the United States have seen some tests to the economy. But we certainly know that Turkey has been a power. I believe it's what, the 17th or 13th largest GDP per capita, and has grown exponentially over the last decade or two. While there have been some struggles of late, we believe that you'll see great strength there in the economy, and I think that empowerment that comes with a sound working relationship with the United States of America. So I'm here in celebration of the partnerships that the Turkic nations and the United States of America can enjoy, where we all prosper from fair trade and from the freedom of sharing our cultural activities that are empowering all nations. You know, our culture, our heritage is our gift. It defines us, it nurtures us, and it sustains us. But like any gift, it has its greatest power when it's exchanged. And I thank you for exchanging your richness of culture, your heritage, your traditions in a powerful way, this being an exemplary model of that, where we're able to exchange the various cultures of the banner of these great United States, where we welcome here to this nation members of the Turkic nations that perhaps may call America their new home. And as we move forward with sound immigration reform, let's keep that in mind and let's celebrate the diversity that continues to grow in this country and certainly in the 20th Congressional District, where our mosaic continues to expand, and we thank you for the richness of Turkic culture that has allowed us to express a wonderful sense of diversity. To trade, to growth in the economy, to jobs and opportunities, I wish us well. It's a great partnership. God bless.
Thank you very much, Congressman. As we continue our program, I would now like to invite Dr. Fevzi Bilgin, Executive Director of the Rethink Institute. He is someone who specializes in constitutional politics, Turkish and Middle Eastern politics, U.S.-Turkey relations, just to name a few.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Fevzi Bilgin. I am the Executive Director of the Rethink Institute. I welcome you all to 2014 Turkic-American Convention. As part of the convention, Rethink Institute proudly presents Energy, Trade, and Development Forum. The forum, as in the past years, explores economic opportunities and potential for partnership of the United States with the growing economies of Turkey, Azerbaijan, and Central Asian republics. Let me briefly introduce this year's themes. The first theme is U.S. strategic partnership and cooperation in Central Asia and Caucasus. As you know, the Obama administration identified a set of key strategic priorities for the region, ranging from enhanced support for economic development, energy cooperation, promotion of democracy, and human rights. The forum features a session in the afternoon on this very topic. One key strategy introduced by the US government is the new Silk Road, an initiative that aims to improve stability by facilitating and enhancing regional cooperation in trade, energy, and transportation. The forum's first morning session, titled From Beijing to London, the New Silk Road Initiatives, will highlight competing Silk Road projects in the region. The US initiative I mentioned drew a lot of interest, but there are other ongoing initiatives and projects launched by each and every Central Asian country, as well as Turkey, China, all of which essentially capitalizing on the renaissance of the ancient Silk Road. The Silk Road region also draws a lot of attention because of its vast energy resources, providing sizable amount of oil and gas to Chinese and European markets, hence constituting a critical component of the Eurasian energy corridor. An afternoon session will highlight new developments in the energy corridor, such as the new energy deals by Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Azerbaijan, and initiatives such as Southern Gas Corridor, TAPI, TANAP, and the new discoveries in the East Mediterranean Basin. Finally, we are going to have a session on Turkey. Although Turkey is an active part of many initiatives involving the Turkic and Silk Road region, specific developments in the last several months, a heated local election campaign, and upcoming presidential elections this year necessitated a discussion specifically on Turkish politics and economy. We have speakers joining us from Ankara, Istanbul, Brussels, and Washington in that session. Rethink Institute sponsors professional research and analysis and thus proudly contributes to current debates and discussions on regions such as Turkey, Caucasus and Central Asia, Near East, as well as critical issues such as education, justice, peace building, and conflict resolution. Our papers as well as event transcripts and videos are freely accessible through our website at rethinkinstitute.org. Thank you for your time and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you very much. Well, one of the highlights, of course, for our breakfast this morning is that we're hosting an ambassadors roundtable. And today our distinguished ambassadors will present their insights and suggestions regarding their respective countries' relations with the U.S. and the region. And as we know, ambassadors work towards similar goals, representing fellow citizens in host countries and working for peace and prosperity between those nations. Very important work, and sometimes not very easy. So we do appreciate the time they are giving to us today to share their insights and their views and to be a part of this journey that we are on. So I would like to invite them up right now and ask them to speak. Ambassador Hoagland, Ambassador, Jamaliyov, and Ambassador Umarov. When you are ready, gentlemen, we can start from right to left this time.
Okay. My name is Mukhtar Jumaliev. I'm the ambassador of Kyrgyzstan, and good morning, everybody. It's a great pleasure to me to be here with you and to see all my compatriots. Урматтуу мекендештерим, урматтуу кыргызстандыктар, Америкага кош келиңиздер. Сиздерди биякта көрүшүмө абдан кубанычтамын. I suppose that we can speak, every participant can speak in own language, so then we can understand each other easily. And this is not the first time, and I would like to congratulate the president of Turkic-American Alliance, Faruk Taban, on your 4th anniversary of this organization. And I also celebrate my 4th year in Washington State when I presented since my presentation of my credentials to President Obama. And we opened the headquarters in Washington, D.C. with Faruk Taban, and it was a really good honor and pleasure to me at this opening ceremony. And I think this organization is growing very fast, and I see how big events you organize here in Washington, D.C. You bring us together, we make exchanges, we discuss different topics, and especially it makes me really proud of that this period of time I was presenting my country, Kyrgyzstan, in the United States. Kyrgyzstan still is a very young country. We gained our independence since 1991, and this is just 22nd or 23rd year since our independence. The president of Kyrgyzstan declared this year as a year of strengthening our statehood, the year of strengthening our independence. I think 20 years of independence, it's still quite short period, so we still need to work hard. We passed through very difficult period of transition, and we are very grateful that United States was always a strong moral supporter for Kyrgyzstan, and in doing our economic reforms, in doing our democratic reforms. Today, we have the government, which is the parliamentary government, and I think Kyrgyzstan quite the first country in this region which is experiencing this parliamentary system of governance. And I should say that this new form of governance for Kyrgyzstan is quite important for us, for future stability, for future economic growth, and for future prosperity of our country. And I would like to thank you also all the partners, especially Kyrgyzstan and the Congress of United States of America, which also supporting our parliamentary relations with Kyrgyzstan. And I was able to bring almost 60 or 70% of our parliamentary members to Washington, D.C. through different programs, and Turkic-American Alliance was our best partner in this building the relation between Kyrgyz Congress and the between Kyrgyz Parliament and the American Congress. Internal economy, Kyrgyzstan is a free economic country, so we joined to the World Trade Organization in 1996, so we are experiencing almost more than 10 years of our membership to the World Trade Organization. This means that Kyrgyzstan has a free, liberal economic regime, and this was recognized by United States in 1996, just after the joining to the World Trade Organization. And I would say that our economy and our small and medium enterprises benefits from joining to the World Trade Organization. And I'm quite happy that today in this event presented our Young Entrepreneurs Association, Jashtar İşker Assotsiatsiyasi, who presented here and present our private sector. And they represent different part of our economy, energy, trade and services, and agriculture. I hope that this event will help us to build relations with American businesses and American relations. Of course, so far it's not a lot to proud in our economic relations. United States, Kyrgyzstan is a small market, United States is far away, but this kind of an event, which Turkic-American Alliance allows us to build business relations with American businesses, is quite important. Thank you very much, and we will strongly continue building these relations. We will have next convention, the second convention on economy in Kyrgyzstan. It will take in Kyrgyzstan. I would also like to invite to all the business community which has already represents our Kyrgyz fellow compatriots, who is already the American citizens, but they do join this event and will promote our partnership. Finally, I would like to wish you all success in these efforts to building relations. I wish you prosperity. I think Turkic community in the United States is growing very fast. I'm really very happy that we're building such a friendship among us. I'm really happy that we get together oftenly. We discuss different kind of topics, businesses, even politics, and I do appreciate that we have been able to get together again. Thank you very much.
Please, yes. Good morning to everyone. I'm Ambassador of Kazakhstan, Kairat Umarov. First of all, of course, I would like to express our thanks to the leadership of TA for bringing all of us here at this very beautiful venue This is the 4th year, but it seems to be that it's a long-lasting initiative. So we'd like to congratulate you with that. We commend the TA leadership for all the help, for bringing all the stakeholders together to work on regional integration issues, on development, on trade. I have a special thanks to TA leadership because we had a very successful Kazakhstan-US convention last year, and TA was very much a big part of it. And we're going to have the second one this year. And I would like to invite everybody who is in this hall today to be part of our next convention in December this year. I'm the second time here since I have arrived to the United States, and every time I feel very privileged to speak at this distinguished audience. I would like to welcome all the delegations from the Silk Road nations, from our brothers from Central Asia, Azerbaijan, Turkey. I just would like to greet you here in Washington, D.C. I would like to wish you a successful work. And I would like, of course, to recognize the delegation from Kazakhstan, which is here. I would like them to have very good meetings while they are here in the United States, to talk to other representatives of business and officials here. I would like to thank the members of Congress, our American friends, who are very much part of this event today. The topic of today's event, regional trade, energy, and development, very much resonate with everyone who is sitting here, and it's the core of the New Silk Road initiative which we have. Let me say that it corresponds very much to Kazakhstan Strategy 2050, which is all about the development of Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan right now is among 50 most competitive economies in the world. We are looking forward to develop Kazakhstan and bring it to the 30 most developed countries by 2050. It is not something virtual. This is a very well thought out program, and we hope that all of you be part of this development. So we invite you to come to Kazakhstan to work with us on this wide-ranging visionary program, and we would like you to succeed with us. Talking about regional trade, I think it's very important for all the countries of our region. We have to cooperate all together. We can achieve success only by collective effort. So for that matter, I think we have here, all of us here, have converging interests to build a prosperous societies in all our countries. So we stand for that. As for Kazakhstan, we enjoy strategic partnership with the United States. We look forward to develop it further. We quite recently had the meeting between President Obama and President Nazarbayev during the Hague Nuclear Security Summit, during which they were talking about all these issues we are going to talk today. It's about strategic partnership, about regional development, about prosperity. There was a visit of Assistant Secretary Nisha Biswal to Kazakhstan and Kyrgyzstan, and again, the issue was how to develop our cooperation regionally. So all of this shows that we enjoy quite a good relationship, quite a deep relationship between the two countries. Kazakhstan is energy rich. We have a lot of energy. We are ready to share with it. We would like the energy to be accessible to everyone. But we're not talking only about oil and gas. Kazakhstan today is very much embarked on the path of developing alternative energies. And for that matter, we are going to have in 2017 a world fair which is called Energy for Future. This is new approach how we should make our life more environmentally clean, more sustainable, and how we can develop in the future in a sustainable way. So I invite you again to be part of this. In 2017, we hope that US will have its own pavilion. We hope that Turkey will have its own pavilion. We expect that other countries of our region be very much active participants of it. If we talk about development, I think I have already touched upon this. I hope that we all talking today about making our life much better. And we have all can be part of this process. This is one discussion here, but we have in Kazakhstan an annual event, Astana Economic Forum, where all these issues are being discussed also. So it's a very prestigious now event. Last year it was 12,000 participants from more than 100 countries talking about topical economic issues, actual international issues. So again, Kazakhstan is welcoming everybody to come to Kazakhstan and be part of those discussions. 21st, 23rd of May, we expect you all in Kazakhstan. For those who would like to visit Kazakhstan, I have a good news that we have 5-year reciprocal visa, multiple. So for those of our American friends, companies, and who would like to be part of Kazakhstan, who would like to visit Kazakhstan several times during these 5 years, we can issue this visa to you today, and we can enjoy quite a good cooperation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ambassadors. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you like to speak again? I'm sorry.
Well, if there's time, I'll give just a few words here. Let me introduce myself. I am Dick Hoagland. I'm the Principal Deputy Assistant Secretary of State for South and Central Asia in the State Department here in Washington. I have spent a good deal of my career in Central Asia. Ambassador to Tajikistan, ambassador to Kazakhstan, chargé d'affaires in Turkmenistan, and even before that, spent 2 years in Uzbekistan. So a good part of my life has been living in and working in Central Asia. I'm going to keep this very short because I know that time is moving along. Let me start off by saying that we are in a period of change in the world and certainly in American foreign policy. Up until the end of this past calendar year, we kept hearing from our partners in the capitals, in the governments of Central Asia, sort of a kind of increasing anxiety that now that the United States is going to end its military role in Afghanistan by the end of 2014, we'll lose interest in Central Asia. That the last 10 years of our interest in Central Asia was predicated mainly on Afghanistan. And after all, we had lots of good partnership and support from the Central Asian countries with our military and also civilian support. Several years ago, Uzbekistan provided Karshi-Khanabad airfield for our use for a period of time. We were grateful for that. Kyrgyzstan has supported the Manas Transit Center. We'll be closing that during this year, but we're grateful for that. Throughout the entire region, the northern distribution network of moving goods into and out of Afghanistan through Central Asia has been terribly important. And the good thing about that is that that is now poised to become commercial networks rather than military networks. It's a very positive development. So let me say absolutely clearly, the United States is not losing interest in Central Asia. That will not happen. We have been in each of the countries with embassies working as partners since independence of every country. We have strongly supported the sovereignty, independence, and territorial integrity of every country, and we will continue to do so. But there's another reason why we will not lose interest in Central Asia, and that's because of, unfortunately, the developments in Ukraine. That has caused a lot of consternation in the capitals of Europe, North America, Central Asia. I would say there have been violations of international standards and laws. When we look at Crimea, we're especially aware of the plight of the Tatar people. After all, they were exiled during the Stalin period, and once again they worry that they might lose their homeland. So this is certainly one reason why we have to pay close attention to this entire region. But, and this is important, let me make crystal clear, we do not believe in zero-sum games. We have to use, as Secretary of State Kerry said just yesterday, we have to use 21st century methods to react to 19th century misbehavior. So we are committed, as always, and will be long into the future, to building strong partnerships with all the countries of Central Asia and the other countries in the region. This is not a zero-sum game. Every country has a right to choose its own partners, and we are pleased to be one of those partners. Now, I'm going to touch just very, very briefly on three of the pillars of our cooperation in Central Asia, and those are security, economics, and human dimension. For security, throughout the years we have worked in many ways. We've had good military-to-military relationships. We have had good border security relationships. Those continue. In a number of the countries, especially in Kazakhstan and elsewhere, we are working at the request of those militaries to develop the capacity for UN peacekeeping forces. That's a very positive development because that links countries more and more into the international grid. That kind of military development, as it is requested from us, we are ready to continue. We will never impose any kind of assistance like that. It always has to be a mutual desire. On the economic front, we believe it's very important, and we see evidence in many of the countries that they believe it's important to increasingly link the countries with each other and into the world economic grid, whether through trade and finance or infrastructure. All of that is terribly important. But this afternoon, you will have a separate session on the New Silk Road, and one of my colleagues will give much, much more detail on that. Finally, let me just say, we believe too that for a full, growing relationship, attention to the human dimension is important too. We can't have the fullest possible relationship without a basic respect for human rights, religious freedom, those kinds of issues. And one way that we think that it's important to develop those kinds of relations is through people-to-people contacts. We have had a long history of educational exchange. We've had a long history of professional exchange, and we want to see that continue. We want to see that increased. We think that's terribly important. So, I have sort of boiled down 5 pages of provided comments to me to just a few words here. If you have any questions, I'll stay a little bit later, but I don't want to drag this out because I know your time is very precious here. So thank you very much for the opportunity to speak. I wish you all success and a wonderful event today. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm going to ask our ambassadors to stay here for a few seconds, and I do apologize to you, sir. I would like to just do a little bit of housekeeping for all of you to tell you that the very first forum session deliberating on From Beijing to London, the New Silk Road Initiatives is going to begin in just a few minutes, and it's going to be at the Willard room, which is back upstairs right near the registration table where you first came in. In the meantime, I would like to invite our parliamentarians, our federal presidents, and our sponsors and our ambassadors to please stay as we do a photograph. If you could come forward for that. Thank you so much. And we will see you back here at lunch after your sessions. Thank you.
Hello, meet you. Good to meet you, sir. Served in Denmark.
Once again, our sponsors, our federal presidents, our parliamentarians, and any ambassadors, other ambassadors that may be in the room as well, please come forward.
Şu şeyleri şunları kenara alsak şöyle alırız. Şöyle. Excuse me.
She's the main one.